I guess I have to explain my outfit today. I'm clashing pretty good. Thing is, I like to wear a hat with a bill on it because when I'm walking around, that means when the blackberries are taller than me, they're not going to hit me in the face. They'll hit the bill instead. And Sister Pam has insisted that I wear this orange thing on my head. It's actually a gaiter, but I get too hot if I put anything around my neck. She says that in deer season, you have to, in Alabama, you have to wear orange that's 12 square inches minimum. So I put the gaiter on top of my hat, and that's 12 square inches. I tried to, fold it up to make it look a little better, but I clashed nonetheless. But who cares? I don't care. I'm complying, and my face is protected from blackberries, and I'm not too hot. So, yay! Anyway, this little video is about, well, like the Bible says, you conquer things in little pieces at a time. And so that's what I decided to do today. I'm supposed to be heading back to the truck, but I'm doing a little something else first. But that's okay, because Pam understands. She knows I'm going to do that. Anyway, my dad told me this story. My grandfather had a 100-acre farm. And when my dad married my mom, at some point they wanted to have a house. They already had my sister by that time, my older sister Jan, and it would have been about 1955. I think they'd probably been married a couple of years. Anyway, so Daddy decided to build a little house on a little piece of the property that my grandfather owned. My grandfather gave him 4 acres for the sum of something like $1, something like that. Daddy had to pay for it. Anyway, but so Daddy got it started, and I guess they lived in it. I'm not even sure if they did right then, but then he joined the service, as I understand, and so he moved to Florida. And so the house got finished by PawPaw, and let's see, PawPaw would have been about 50 years old, maybe a little over 50. Well, his house was across the pasture, 4 acres worth of pasture, and I'm going to guess that was 1,500 to 2,000 feet away. Well, instead of digging a well to serve the house, he just decided to tap into his well. And PawPaw was not a man who owned machinery. He knew how to use things, but I mean, he had been a blacksmith, was one of his trades that he practiced. And when we came back from Daddy being in the service in 1965, then I remember seeing PawPaw plow in the garden with a mule. I mean, later he got a tractor, but not right then. So anyway, so what PawPaw did, though, to tie in the little house to the well, is he dug a trench from the well all the way to the little house. And we're talking, remember, half a mile almost. Well, the way he did it, though, he wanted to make sure that that the water line would not be disturbed by the tractor disking up the pasture, because PawPaw would do that once in a while and maybe plant some red clover or something. So he dug it really deep, and he used a mattock the whole time, maybe a shovel, but that's got to be, I don't know how deep a disking would be, but it's got to be over 1 foot. He very patiently dug a very neat ditch to lay that water line all the way over. So I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, well, he was over 50. That was a long way. He did it by hand. That's a lot of bending down. And he conquered it by doing pretty much one swing at a time. So I decided to conquer a little something today too. And I'm going to show you what that is. We have been waiting for large equipment to be able to come in on this wet logging road. Parts of it are okay, but parts of it are about like this and would not take the weight of the equipment. They just get stuck. And we've had a lot of rain this winter, more of it coming too. But in the meantime, you know, we're trying to be patient, but we do know that we've got some pretty heavy-duty work coming, and we want to do what we can. We can't drive in right now, even in Pam's four-wheel drive, because of a couple of places that are so muddy she would just get stuck. So I've been hiking in with whatever I need to do, plant some elderberries and plant some eastern red cedars, and just look around, look for mushrooms. Of course, the water comes from somewhere over here. It's not a spring, but it flows out of there for about 2 days and keeps everything muddy. And then it puddles up right here, and the land raises up, and so it can't go to where this swale is, where all these logs have been tumbled in by the loggers. Thank you very much. But that's where the water should be flowing. So we want to take care of that. So while we're waiting for the big equipment to come take care of this part, I decided to take care of this part by hand. And so I'm not going to try to do it all in one day, but I'm just doing a small trench, not as neat as PawPaw is. I don't have to worry about a disking issue, but I'm down to this puddle right here. I'm going to do those last 3 feet or so and let that water flow into the ditch, and next time we come I'll do about another 10 feet or 12 feet, whatever I have time and energy to do, until finally we get it to where the water will flow where it's supposed to go. Won't that be wonderful? And it doesn't hurt a bit, biting off just a little bit at a time. And I have to thank my PawPaw for my inspiration to get this job done while we're waiting and being patient. Thanks, PawPaw. Here we go. The last 1 or 2 shovels full before the water flows. See it caving in. Water wants to go to the lowest point. If you just give it a chance, it'll go there. So next time it rains, when the water gets over this puddle, it'll go a little bit further. Might be a stick in the way. There we go. It's all about the flow, folks. You got to keep it going. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for flow.